Last week on the dive shop, Jon completed the work on the tree and started the Carriacou chainsaw massacre. We made an excellent job creating a lot more light and space down the side of the shop. Alex received some much needed supplies for the shop, including compressor parts, filters and O-rings. And we had an amazing evening on the Alegria, including barbecue baked pizza. Jon blindfold tested our jet style fins, and we all got to do some diving too. This week on the dive shop, Nora explores some exciting new sites. Jon and Gary talk personal care, Alex carves calabash, and Nora says a fond farewell to Mark and Jack.
We've had some amazing conditions this past week, so and also some very experienced divers with us. So we got the opportunity to go out and do some little bit of more challenging dives this past week, and also some hunting. And seriously, I mean, who doesn't like to protect the environment while hunting invasive lionfish, right? Very fun. So this week, Katie and Curtis came with us and the team, and we went out for a dive in Layer Cake in the south side of the island. And well, that is Gary's favorite side. Let's say he wasn't particularly happy about it because, well, we kind of did rock, paper, scissors, and he got to be skippering that day. So he got to drive the boat while everybody was diving. Some diving in the Troll. The Troll is a tugboat sunk 2 years ago in 125 feet of water, that's like 35-ish meters down, with strong currents around there usually. It's a great place for sharks, big barracudas, and loads of lionfish.
So if you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like button and splash down on subscribe.
How are you getting on there, Gary?
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Sore back?
Just a bit of an ache.
Yeah.
A bit of an ache. Yes. How are you?
Yeah. Well, I've got a big hole in my leg, but other than that, fine. Yeah.
So we're going to talk today about diving, the diving industry, and the fact that you kind of have to look after yourself because it's not all sangria and sunsets, is it?
No, everyone thinks dive industry, you know, the white beach, the lapping turquoise water, the beautiful ladies in the bikinis, it's not all that. There's a bit of it.
There's a little bit of that, yeah.
But there is a harsher side, and it's quite a physical job. So you do pick up quite a few knocks and scrapes. And as I found again recently, just a very small scratch. One day you wake up the next day and you've got a tropical ulcer.
Yeah.
So,
and I think so your tropical ulcer, which was, I mean, that was like 48 hours and bang.
Yeah.
Big
24
infection.
hours. Yeah. I didn't even notice it the day before. Some very small scratch or possibly insect bite, I'm not sure which. Woke up in the morning, had a swollen and obviously infected cut, and then by the next day it was a tropical ulcer.
Yeah. And one of the main things we find with working in the dive industry is that it's a very physical industry, and for a lot of young people they find that's no issue whatsoever. Yesterday and today we've had a boat going out with maybe 25 tanks loaded onto the boat, and so there's 2 or 3 people moving all of those tanks, putting them onto the boats, going diving, moving all of those tanks back off the boat, up the beach, etc. And then into the compressor room, and as you've seen once or twice before, once they're filled, we then bring them back out and store them. So if you're thinking about 25 tanks, and that's 4 times we'll move those tanks, that's 100 tank movements that you're doing per day. Lifting those tanks up, shifting them, that's a strain on your lower back, that's a strain on your shoulders, it's a strain on your tricep muscles as you're lifting them up all the time. And that cumulatively starts to impact on you, and cumulatively starts to wear you down. And
yeah, particularly walking across soft sand and things like that, carrying a couple of cylinders, it's easy to miss your footing and sprain an ankle or put a knee out.
That's the issue that I had certainly a couple of weeks ago. So I've been on anti-inflammatories for a knee injury for the last couple of weeks, because of walking over the soft sand and twisting my knee slightly on the soft sand loaded up with tanks. Now, to be fair, my own stupid fault. I was carrying 3 tanks at the time, one on my back, one in each hand, and I know that's too many. But you
just do it.
You push the limits a little bit.
And also, we're used to being able to carry 3 tanks from when we were maybe a little bit fresher.
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to admit that your body isn't quite as strong as it used to be.
What are you trying to say? You're trying to say, yeah, you're right. You're right.
For all of us.
It is that whole thing when you see the youngsters running around with the tanks, and you're like, I can do that.
Yeah. No, I can't anymore.
Yeah. So, one of the things that we're looking at is, it's really important that we, working in the industry, that we do take care of ourselves, and we're also conscious of the way in which we lift, the way in which we carry, and we make sure that we don't push it too hard. We're always saying to the team here, take an extra trip. Don't overload yourself, because that's when injuries will happen. That's when you'll do your knee, you'll do your ankle. And so we'll look at making sure that if we are lifting tanks, if we're lifting them onto the boat, we're doing it with a straight back. Working as a team, making sure that we're helping each other, so that there's somebody on the boat, there's somebody in the water, there's somebody on the beach, and we're ferrying the tanks backwards and forwards, and supporting and helping each other, because that really makes a difference. So. Also, really important when we're out here, those little nicks and dinks that you get, those little cuts, those little snafus that you might get, don't take them for granted. Don't leave them. We've all done it, where we've been out in the boat, we've been out in the water, we've caught something, it's bleeding a little bit, it'll be fine. But the
plenty of peroxide.
Plenty of peroxide.
Yeah, plenty of peroxide.
Plenty of peroxide. What was that? Because if you don't get it on quick enough, this happens.
And I put peroxide on this one as well.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
was that quick? Jesus, okay.
Just unlucky.
Yeah.
One of those things. And quite possibly I didn't take it seriously enough in the initial hours, because there's nothing there, it's tiny.
Yeah.
It's not tiny anymore.
No. It's hot. Well, we were worried last week when you had to go for antibiotics again.
Yeah, and it's getting better now.
Yeah. And we'll show you John's leg in just a moment. But please, if you're going to have a look at it, make sure
you're not eating.
Viewer discretion is advised. So I guess the fundamental of what we're trying to say is, working in the dive industry is a fun place to be. It's really active and good to be involved in. But it is one of those ones where physically it's quite demanding on the body, and it's worth just paying attention to yourself, listen to what your body is saying, and take care of yourself, particularly when lifting heavy equipment, or if you get any cuts or nicks, because they can quickly escalate and get out of control.
So this week I've got the team involved in a new activity. Now, I wasn't sure how well this was going to go down with everybody, because it's very different from anything scuba diving related. But it's just something that I've been thinking about for a little while now, because here on Carriacou we've got a whole bunch of calabash trees, and this is a calabash. Okay, so it's kind of like this squash-like fruit, and what you can do with these is open them up, so slice them in half, and then what's left, the shell, you can use as a bowl. So it's all natural, all sustainable. You can carve the outside, and once it's dried, it's this really, really wonderful, super tough bowl. As you can see, this is my effort. Okay, I decided to do like a little reefscape type thing. Unfortunately, because I think this shell was maybe a little bit older, it's kind of turned sort of crumpled. You can still use it. It's still, it's still different. But this is what it's supposed to look like. So you can see, this is the one that Gary made actually. Can you see what it is? It's really, really cool, and really, really nice.
If there's something I particularly love about this job, is the opportunity to meet new amazing people every day. Well, but this year has been particularly quiet because of, the current worldwide situation with COVID. So we've noticed this year, especially because we run a marine conservation program called Caribbean Reef Buddy. I'm gonna leave a link below for the website so you guys can check it out and go see what's it about. But we usually run with this program from March till September, October maybe. And this year we only had 2 volunteers. We had quite a lot of cancellations during this year because of all the travel restrictions. So we only managed to get 2 volunteers here, Jack and Mark. So from day one we knew that Mark was gonna be a very good addition to our party. He arrived on a Saturday, just the day that we were actually having and celebrating a snorkel test for 2 of our dive masters. So he joined in the celebrations. We had a great laugh. We started having a great time, and he clicked in with the entire team, with all of us right away. And then the next Monday, Jack joined. They just clicked instantly. They became friends and started hanging out quite a lot, making it quite a routine, to be honest, to have a couple of beers like almost every day at our favorite local bar called La Playa. Soon, of course, very soon, they ended up going there almost every day, having a couple beers, listening to great music, and having a laugh with JB, the manager and bartender of the place. So for me, it's been a very kind of unique experience this year, because I was hoping, of course, being my first year working here, I was hoping to have a full volunteer season like the one I had when I was a volunteer here in 2018, but we didn't have that. So on one hand, we had Jack and Mark that clicked so well. They got along amazingly well. They seriously are the best volunteers of 2020. We had great time. We all became friends and all. But on the other hand, we would have liked to have a bigger group and to be able to offer them the complete conservation and friendship experience that every other volunteer has. In this job, you kind of get used to having a lot of people coming and going every day, but with volunteers it's actually different, because most volunteers come from 4 to 8 weeks. So you end up spending a lot of time with them, getting to know them real well, and that makes it really hard when they have to leave, because everybody leaves and you're the one staying here. So when Jack left, it was sad. We missed him very much. And then Mark decided to stay an extra month as a dive master, helping around here in the shop, and enjoy diving, of course. So yeah, he left 2 weeks ago, and it was also very sad to say goodbye. It's great to have them around. It's great to know that you're making friends and that you're actually getting a couple of dive buddies for life. So yeah, a shout out to both of those guys. I really hope they can find their way back to the island. They are greatly missed, and thank you a lot for all the great fun, the laugh, and seriously, so many amazing and fun moments here, and really good memories to treasure for life.
And thanks very much for joining us again this week on the Dive Shop from Deefer Diving, and we look forward to seeing you all again next week when we bring you the latest episode from the Dive Shop. Make sure if you've enjoyed this content that you hit the like button and splash down on the subscribe button if you'd like to see more of what we've got to offer. Hit the bell icon if you want to get notified of any new content as we post it up. Take care and safe diving.